everyone, and welcome to Lucas Oil on the Edge. This week, we'll bring you to Moab, Utah for the XRRA, presented by Toyo Tires. The Extreme Rock Racing Association is what we'll be covering. I'm Ken Stout, and this isn't your average rock crawling event. As you take a look quickly here at the courses they'll be running, this is a rock crawling event based on speed alone. They will be racing the clock, and there's a lot of obstacles that they have to be careful with. But one thing's for sure, we know that they're going to stand on the gas and go for it. That's what racing's all about. Now, with more on the rules of today's event, let's go to our pit reporter, Ted Brunson. Ted?
Go! Welcome to Moab, Utah, the mecca of off-road motorsports. Why are we here? Very simple. We are here to see the fastest growing off-road motorsports sanctioning body in the country. It's the XRRA. What's it stand for? Extreme Rock Racing Association. Now, we've all seen rock crawling. Very technical, very dangerous, a lot of fun to watch. This should be twice as fun to watch because not only are these drivers very skilled, but they also love the adrenaline of speed. Yes, they have to maneuver around huge rock formations, but it's also a timed thing. It's not just getting through the course, Ken. They've got two courses, an odd and an even. Each driver must go down each course once. Then they have to go from the finish all the way back up to the start. There's 4 total runs. You have to use the same rig. It's very simple also. They take a cum of all the times, and the lowest time wins. What are we going to see? We're going to see fans going nuts over rock formations, causing these drivers all kinds of fits. We're going to see some rolls, and we're going to have a good time.
We don't have no strategy. We're just going for it.
All right, let's get started with our extreme rock crawling event. Our first 2 buggies pulling up here. This will be round 1. It will feature number 13, JT Taylor, and 722, Josh Ayers.
Ken, here's something to watch out for during these races. There's an odd course and an even course. Talked to some racers, and they said that the odd course definitely more technical than the even course. You can really punch it on the right foot, hit those jumps, and go nuts on the even course. But the odd one, you got to watch out. You got to be a little more careful. And keep in mind, they've got to go 4 times around this course. 2 frontward, 2 backward. You can't change rigs, but you can change parts, and they brought plenty of them.
And one thing's for sure, everybody's going to have to deal with both odd and even lanes. And wow, JT Taylor gets back on the throttle just in time to save that one. The Tube Shark sponsored machine. Josh Ayers, just 2 seconds quicker though, does a great job coming across the line at 2.48 seconds. And Nate Williams in the 44 car nearly flips it over backwards. Man, you can see that the oil transferred back, probably got to the top part of the engine there. All that smoke. Now we'll go to R.J. Brown, not in your typical rock-crawling buggies, and more of a truck-looking vehicle. And that one gets turned over. He's trying to drive out of it. Those guys will stay on the throttle, use the side of the tires anywhere possible, as long as he can keep that thing going. Of course, oh, but he saves it. Can he keep it going and not go the other way? He backs up right here, lays it over on the driver's door, and then goes to work. Watch him work the steering wheel. Of course, the left rear digging in. Finally gets it broke free, and I thought he was going to go back over on the right, but manages to keep it on all 4s of the Toyo Tires sponsored machine. R.J. Brown with a time of 5:06 after that rollover. Pretty nice recovery right there. And a quicker Nate Williams at 3:51. Now you're looking at Mike Stadler. As you can see, a lot of different looking machines out here as well as he hammers into one of those rocks. It looks like he rolls it over on its side. Let's send it down to Ted Brunson for an update.
All right, Ken, you can see right behind me, Mike Stadler is trying to right his ship right now. He's 3.5 minutes into this 5-minute time deadline. Can he get it over? The crowd's urging him on. He's got about a minute left to get through this course. It's not looking good.
So a tough break for Stadler. Looks like they will finally get some help here as they concede. Both the driver and the spotter over there pushing. You can see them with the helmets on. And then, of course, getting some help from the staff as well. They'll come across the line with a time of 12 minutes. Brice Rogers with a time of 3 minutes and 12 seconds. A real nice job for Brice. They'll definitely be in the hunt. Next up, Peter Wells. And Peter Wells will be alongside Tony Floyd in the 66 machine. The Toyo Tires back machine for Peter Wells. A lot of technology in these vehicles, and Tony Floyd a little too aggressive on the throttle. turns hard to the left and lays it over on the side. Peter Wells, on the other hand, doing a great job and a very technical part of this course. Not necessarily a deduction like typical rock crawling here when you back up, but it does cost you time. So effectively is still a deduction because you want to be as quick as you possibly can. Spotter and driver out of that car, trying to get back into the hunt. Tony Floyd with a tough run here. Oh, pick up the throttle. Excellent job right there for Peter Wells. And Wells gasses on it, drives it across the stripe. Back over to Floyd. Floyd fires it up, of course, and once again, all that smoke is oil that has rolled to the top side of the engine. No real problem there, should be fine. And he'll continue to work his way until he finishes up. A look at the 2 times. Peter Wells doing a great job.
Well, Ken, I told you off the top, this is not your normal rock climbing. This is rock racing, and this guy is a testament to it. R.J. Brown, you flipped the truck more than halfway through the course. How in the heck did you get that thing back?
It's all about the skinny pedal. If you give enough gas, something's got to happen.
It's all about the right foot, right?
Right foot, man, just never give up. This is our thing. I think we're going to hit it hard this year and next year and go on with it.
He's got 3 more runs. Let's see if he can top that.
Well, one thing about it, you know they're not going to give up. That's what we love about this stuff. Come on back. Right now, we're going to send it back down to Ted Brunson.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. Standing next to the guy who had almost a 2-minute flat run on the first time here, Peter Wells. Nice run.
Thanks. It was bouncing me all over the place, but I managed to keep it out of the cones and out of the banners.
I see you got your 37 Toyos on here that really navigated this course very well. You have a great relationship with Toyo, and of course they're the big sponsor of this event. They've really come a long way in off-road racing.
Oh, Toyo tires! I couldn't believe it. If we didn't have these tires, I don't know where we'd be. They're just awesome.
Of course, it's not just a one-man show. Let's turn to my right over here and talk to Frank, who's the spotter, helps build the vehicle. Of course, you and your brother build chassis for a living. How about this event, and how tough is this course on your vehicle?
It's real tough on a vehicle. You've got to go just as fast as you can possibly go without breaking it and keep ahead of everybody else and try and keep it in one piece.
We've seen a lot of guys go through a few tires right now, but these Toyos are holding up for you pretty tough.
Very tough tires, very sticky tires. They're excellent in all terrains. We couldn't be happier with them.
As we take a look at our leaderboard, you see that Peter Wells' time of 2 minutes is very good, but it is not the best. There's 2 quicker, including Rick DeRimo with an amazing time of 1.32 seconds, blistering through the course. As we head into round 2, one of the 2 females that we'll have competing here today, car number 7, Cotton Rod, and then Jason Berger in the 414 buggy. Spotters on board with both competitors. And Cotton not afraid to stand on the throttle. Look at the CV joints working overtime right here. Great onboard shot. Standing on the throttle, trying to work it up over that boulder. Hold on, baby. Rolls it completely over, and it looks like it's going to keep coming. They better get out of the way. I'll tell you, just one more, or a half buggy more, and it would have landed back on the tires. Let's go on board for this one. Hold on. Don't fall out of the couch here, because we're about to go all the way over. You see part of the suspension looks like it might have broken there as well. And then coming across the course, the checkered flag waving. Good job there for Jason Berger with a time of 2:16. Let's check in with Ted.
Cotton Rod, you were leading until you got to this point. You drove it like you stole it, I heard you say. What happened up here?
I think my driver tire caught a lip and we got a little too much speed and we went over once and then I felt it start going again, so we just held on and there it went. They've got some coils. We might go back to the shop, fix it, and try to make it back by the 3rd or 4th.
Well, we're not going to keep it any longer. You got some time. Get out of here and good luck.
Thank you.
Typical off-road racers, very tenacious people. Brice Rogers once again. Great looking buggy. Taking his time, kind of cruising up over the rocks, doesn't want to tear up too much stuff. Oh, man, talk about barely saving one. That's Crash Beam, and Crash managed to hang on to that one just in time and to back up just a little bit. We'll go back over here to Brice Rogers, and Brice doing an excellent job. Look at him up and over that boulder. Now we'll go back to Crash, and he's in the section of the course where Mike Stadler rolled his buggy over. Brice Rogers on the gas, making it happen. Easy, excellent job right there. And that's how you get it done. Here comes Crash. Crash also with a nice effort here. in this round. So here's a look at their times. Brice Rogers at the time of 2:02 and Crash at the time of 3:07. All right, when we come back, more rock and roll? Well, we'll find out.
The world's greatest.
Here, huge boulder, has to slow down. You don't want to break the equipment. And then Mike Stanley, we saw him flip a little bit earlier in the show, has the machine back on all fours and is struggling once again. Great looking run here, though, for Shannon Campbell. Man, that thing sounds awesome. Definitely digging hard. Listen. Moving across the stripe, and look at his time, a time of 1 minute, 26 seconds. That is the quickest lap we've seen so far. Another tough run for Stadler, though. Next pair, Rick DeRemo and Creighton King. Creighton King in the buggy nearest to us, and then in the far buggy is the former leader, Rick DeRemo, who had such a great first round. King there in the number 5 buggy will go back over here to DeRemo. DeRemo with a chance to find himself back on top. You can see a single seater here. No spotter inside of that one. Look at these guys just aggressively attack this course. These machines need to be built a little bit different than the actual rock crawling vehicles. Kind of how this sport got started. Rick DeRemo comes across with a time of 1 minute and 30 seconds. 2 great segments for him. The far side doing an excellent job. Jason Berger and Robert Lucero. Lucero was the one that we saw over there on that far side doing an awesome job. You can see a lot of ground clearance there. And problem for Jason Berger, his spotter will climb out and move one of these boulders, trying to get a little help, it looks like, to get up over the bigger boulder. And flying across the line is Robert Lucero. A little slower pass now by himself. Jason Berger continues on. Lucero with a time of 1 minute 58 seconds. Jason Berger, as they sat there trying to get that thing lined up, obviously a slower time with 3 minutes and 54 seconds. Everybody having a good time here in Moab, Utah. You're watching Lucas Oil on the Edge. I believe that was a starter girl. Got me wound up anyway. Shannon Campbell on top of the leaderboard, followed by Nate Williams and Craig Stump. Okay, let's go into round 4 action with the Extreme Rock Racing Association. Here we go. Steve Nance. We go on board with him. He goes vertical. He'll line up alongside Aaron Dusenberry. And Dusenberry having the better of the 2 runs right now. Another look at Steve Nance's vehicle. Watch out for the cone. You got to stay between the cones. And Dusenberry having some problems of his own now. They're going the opposite direction that they went earlier in the day on this course. Steve Nance working his way back down the hill. Look at those cars, man. Look at the suspension, just tweaked one way, flipping the other way, getting a bite on virtually nothing there, and Steve Nance barely saves that one. It looked like he was going to roll it over on its side for a moment. And Nance finally looking for the finish line here. As you can see it there, the checkered flags on either side. Nance comes across with a time of 2:22. Dusenberry with a time of 2:32. Just 10 seconds between the two of them. A great side-by-side battle. Now, as you take a look at the Red Bull-sponsored machine on the far lane, that is the second of 2 women we spoke about earlier. That is Becca Webster, the number 88 machine. She'll line up alongside Rob Bonney. Becca in a beautiful rock-crawling machine there, I've got to say.
Yeah, there he is.
And there's Rob Bonney. Spotter on board with both vehicles here. You can hear the big V8 power in some of these vehicles, some of them with the V6s in them as well. So different engine combinations, whichever one you think might work best for you. Of course, in the Extreme Rock Racing, you'd have to think most of them would lean towards the V8s. But sometimes it's about horsepower to weight. Here, look at the time for Becca Webster. Excellent run with a time of 1 minute 46 seconds. Our next pair, once again, we'll see Creighton King. And Creighton King will line up alongside Jason Buelli. Jason in the 333 machine. Not the best looking buggy out there, but it's not about looks. It's about function. And these things need to work well. Oh, and King lays it over on the side. Still in the throttle. Look at him work the steering right there. It's moving around. If he can just get a bite on something, he might be able to save it. Listen to him working the throttle. Don't give up, baby. Oh, man. Jason slowly sliding back. Did hit a cone. He managed to save it, though, somehow. As we go on board with Jason, look at those rocks, man. The big, huge boulders right there have absolutely no mercy on these machines. They will destroy a car. King comes across at a time of 6:59, struggling after he rolled it over, and Jason with a time of 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Peter Wells in the Toyo Tires sponsored machine. We spoke with him earlier. Round one had a time of 2 minutes. On the throttle, pretty good right here. This one with a V8 in it. Peter Wells, and of course, his spotter, Frank Wells. The chassis builder, Mike Stadler, still out here, trying hard. Has had a pretty tough go in a couple different rounds here today, but has yet to give up. Peter Wells with a spectacular time of 1 minute, 18 seconds in this round. Stadler again struggling. Coming up, it'll be the climb to the top. MOAB, Utah. Ken Stout with you. You're watching the Toyo Tires XRRA. Here's a look at the leaderboard. Shannon Campbell on top has yet to run the final round. As you can see, a couple of other competitors in the same situation. And Shannon, who had a great day up to this point, we'll see if he can cap it off and hang on to that point position. Shannon and Brice Rogers will be going at it here. And the green flag has flown, both of them already on their way, looking to cap off a good day with a great run. Shannon Campbell right there in front of you. Talk about a great-looking rock-crawling machine. That one is spectacular. And if you like wild paint, Brice Rogers has got something for you as well. The skull's hanging out inside of the flames there. Shannon Campbell taking us up the hill. Watch out. The border's right there. Has to stop for a moment, back up, and regroup. We'll go to the other side with Brice. Brice trying to make the turn. He'll also have to back up a bit. Left front up, right rear up, totally twisting the chassis. It's amazing what these machines can do and what they can go over. Good run right here for Shannon Campbell. Carried some good speed through that smooth area, checked up just enough to get through the tough left-hander, and turn right back around. You can also see Brice in there on the separate course. Keep in mind, like we talked about earlier, there's an odd course and an even course. Every buggy has had to run both. Go in one direction, turn around, and then run it in reverse. Brice Rogers with a quicker the 2 times here at 1.55 seconds. We'll go to Nate Williams. Nate Williams and Mike Stadler. And Nate Williams kicking up some dust, baby. There goes Stadler. Stadler definitely had a tough day out here. Nate Williams, though, making it work. Riding it by himself, no spotter inside of that one. And you're allowed to bring a spotter. We haven't really seen any spotters doing too much, aside maybe getting out, lining up a boulder to help them get up over an obstacle, but nothing with the ropes that you typically see in rock crawling. So unfortunately for Mike Stadler, again with some problems here, but Nate Williams coming across with a great time of 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Here's a look at the leaderboard. A good run for a lot of folks out here. One thing about it, it has brought this sport to a new level. Everybody loves the speed. They love to watch them go over the obstacles as quickly as possible. Let's check in with Ted and our winner.
You came in as the favorite by a few officials. They said, watch out for this guy, and they were correct. Is there any pressure when you're coming in with an event like this?
Yeah, a lot of pressure. I'm always nervous, and these guys have been doing it for a while, and they've gotten good. I didn't know what it was going to be like. It looks like we did all right, but yeah, they're still good. They just had a bad day.
Yeah, I guess you did all right. Put your straw hat on, go have a margarita and celebrate.
That sounds like a great idea. Matter of fact, it looks like she's already done that. Hey, we had an awesome time here. Hope you enjoyed watching it. For Ted Brunson, I'm Ken Stout. Remember, you're not living unless you're on the edge.